All right, today we've got an absolutely incredible story for you. It's a tale of accidental discovery, one that literally broke through a wall to reveal a lost world. We're talking about Derinkuyu, this sprawling, ancient city that was hidden for centuries, just right beneath the surface of modern Turkey.
So, let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered what's behind your walls? I mean, during a home renovation, you're probably expecting what? Some old wiring, maybe some dusty insulation. But what if you found something else? Something completely unexpected.
Okay, picture this. It's 1963. We're in the Derinkuyu district of central Turkey. A local guy is just doing some renovations on his house. You know, a totally ordinary day that was about to become anything but.
So he takes a sledgehammer to a wall in his basement and boom! What he finds behind it isn't just more rock and dirt, it's a dark, mysterious room. An entrance to, well, to something he had no idea was even there. And that one room, that was just the beginning. It was the gateway to a massive, multi-level underground city, a metropolis that had been completely forgotten by the entire world, just sitting there right beneath his feet.
So what exactly did he stumble upon? Let's dive in and really look at the sheer scale and complexity of this incredible underground world.
First off, you gotta understand where this is. Derinkuyu is in Cappadocia, a region in Turkey famous for these wild-looking rock formations people call fairy chimneys. And the geology here is the secret sauce. It's this soft volcanic rock called tufa. The amazing thing about it is that it's stable, but also super easy to carve. Seriously, without this specific type of rock, a city like this, it would have been impossible. And look, this wasn't just some small hideout we're talking about. Archaeologists estimate this place could shelter up to 20,000 people. 20,000 people, plus all their livestock and food. That's basically the size of a small modern town, and they're all living completely underground.
And they weren't just crammed in near the surface either. Oh no, this city plunges 85 meters. That's about 280 feet straight down. To give you some perspective, that's like taking a 28-story skyscraper and burying it upside down. It's just mind-boggling. This place wasn't just a bunker. It was a completely self-sufficient world. I mean, look at this list. It had everything they needed for the long haul. Presses for wine and oil, stables for their animals, huge storage rooms, common areas for eating, and even chapels for worship. This was a real, functioning society, just hidden from the sun.
And it goes deeper than just survival, you know? It was about community, about culture. Take this room, for example. With that incredible barrel-vaulted ceiling, archaeologists think this was a religious school, with little study rooms branching off of it. Amazing.
The engineering is just brilliant. Think about it. How do you get fresh air to 20,000 people living underground? Well, this was their solution, a massive 55-meter ventilation shaft. And it was a 2-for-1 deal, because it also doubled as a well, bringing fresh water down to everyone. This single feature was absolutely crucial for their survival.
Okay, all of this engineering, all this work, it begs the question, right? Why? Why go to all this trouble to build an entire city underground? And the answer really is simple and pretty grim: survival.
Derinkuyu was not built for comfort. It was a fortress, pure and simple. An almost impenetrable sanctuary designed to protect thousands of people from the constant chaos of war and invasion happening up on the surface.
And their defenses were so clever. The passageways were protected by these huge circular stone doors. We're talking half a ton of rock that you could only roll shut from the inside. So once you were in, you were safe. Plus, get this, each of the 18 floors could be sealed off from the others. It was a fortress within a fortress.
And if you thought that was impressive, it gets better. Derinkuyu wasn't even a standalone city. It was part of a huge network. There was an 8-kilometer, that's 5 miles long tunnel connecting it to another underground city called Kaymakli. This wasn't just one city hiding. It was a regional defense strategy on a scale that's hard to even imagine.
So, who were the people who actually lived here? Well, the history of Derinkuyu is this incredible story of survival that stretches back thousands of years and involves a whole bunch of different groups. Okay, so the story probably starts way back with the ancient Phrygians. They're the ones who likely carved out the very first caves. But the city really took shape during the Byzantine era, when it was expanded by Christians who needed a safe place to hide. Later on, it served as a refuge from Mongolian invasions, and for centuries after that, it was a sanctuary for Cappadocian Greeks.
And this isn't just some dusty, ancient history. There's actually a quote from a visitor in 1909 who wrote about how the local people were still using these underground chambers for safety. So for them, this wasn't a ruin. It was a living, breathing sanctuary, a key part of their survival.
All right, so if this city was so important for so many people for so long, how on earth did it get completely lost? I mean, how does a city big enough for 20,000 people just vanish from human memory?
Well, the end came because of a major geopolitical event. In 1923, after the Greco-Turkish War, there was this massive population exchange between Greece and Turkey, and the Cappadocian Greeks, the last people who used the city and knew all its secrets, were forced to leave their homes and move to Greece. And just like that, with them gone, the city lost its purpose. The entrances were sealed up, nature took over, and they were forgotten. All that secret knowledge of the tunnels, passed down for generations, it just disappeared.
And so, for almost 40 years, this incredible, intricate world full of chapels and schools and homes fell completely silent. It became a ghost city, just waiting there in the dark.
Which brings us right back to where we started this whole story, back to 1963 and to one man who, just by knocking down a single wall in his basement, accidentally brought one of history's greatest hidden wonders back into the light.
The story of Derinkuyu is just such a powerful reminder that history is literally all around us, and sometimes it's right beneath our feet. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How many other lost worlds are out there just waiting, maybe just behind a wall?